Turbo Trading with head trader Robert Knight, MBA.
This is a analysis of the HPCO patterns that presented us this morning. A member asked me if this was the ABCD pattern. And I said not really, because it had pulled back too much, and I'll get into this in a second. I said, but that doesn't preclude it from going higher. We just have to look for a different pattern for it to make. So it's a fine distinction, and I'll tell you my reasons for not calling it the ABCD pattern, though it does have the classic signs of it. So this morning, well, let's go back a step. This is a brand new issue, and these have been the hot stocks. I mean, it came from 40, traded down to under 5, and then this morning it had a nice reversal. But so it popped, halt, and then these big long wicks up, closing near the bottom of the range, and came off. Now, from a ABCD pattern, this is actually what it looks like for sure. You have a pop up, it pulls back. This is your A, here's your B, this is your C where you accumulate, and then when it breaks out, you take the trade. Or no, you accumulate in here, and then when it gets to high of day, you sell half the position. But normally, I wouldn't be. It's when it pulls back this much to the opening level, that really negates it to being an ABCD pattern. It's just too much of a pullback, and so you end up with a ton of overhead above here. So you're not going to get the movement, and so it's dangerous to accumulate it in here. Because it could roll over and go down the other way so it's like a 50-50 chance. If it's an ABCD pattern where the pullback is severe, then your possibilities for it to trade higher are probably 70-30. But when you get a huge pullback like this did and trades back to the opening price, you end up with a lot of overhead, and therefore you have to be very careful, because your chances of success are maybe 50-50. But that doesn't preclude us from trading this. So we watch this, and it does make, instead of an ABCD pattern, though you can call it that, it's just a big pullback. You might look at this then and say, okay, well, maybe this is forming the cup and handle. Here's your cup, here's your handle, pops out through it, regardless of what you want to call it, just not late for dinner. This was the breakout area around 865. I think we said that. Sure enough, it popped, flag, popped. Now, if you did take this trade, here's where you want to sell half your position, regardless of what pattern you call it. 1060. It did break up, it did trade up through it, and now backing off. Now, we can see that it now is just flagging, coiling in here for the rest of the day so far. There's your support around 885. There's your resistance around 9 3/4. So it's in a range. So you'd want to watch this over this level here, 975, for a potential trade. For now, it's just in a trading range. It's in this pattern in here. So, I mean, you can call this, just to go back to reiterate, you can call this the ABCD pattern. The problem is that it pulled back so much that really negates that pattern. It's just too much overhead. So you look for a different pattern to trade, but it did make a cup and handle the way it went. Matter of semantics, really, I suppose.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Reach new levels of trading proficiency. Become a member at turbotrading.biz.